set those blue-bellied bastards on their heels, Washington in our sights. But we must never relent. We are descendants of the gods.
What? The hayseed, three-tooth, inbred yokel gods? Ah, Antebellum. I remember seeing the trailer multiple times and thought, that came and went. Then I dug into the musty, dusty recesses of my slowly devolving brain to remember, 2020, when the world stopped. I doubt this would have had the same cultural or financial impact as Jordan Peele's Get Out, but as it is, the debut feature of music video duo Gerard Bush and Christopher Renz is an often thrilling, bleak exploration of slavery for the modern era that I doubt will hold up to repeat viewings.
I'm sure that you can tell, even from all the way over there, that we're actually drinking champagne tonight. I am a champagne lady, and we are champagne ladies. So sending over like vodka cran, yeah, it just shows lack of appreciation for our situation.
I would have clocked Gabourey as a champagne lady, no doubt about it. Then I would have quietly slipped out for fear of rejection, since I'm not supernaturally fine.
I'm sorry, but can we just take a second to acknowledge that guy was like supernaturally fine?
Yeah, he was really cute.
So I'm cute too.
Non-traditional in a sense, Antebellum is nevertheless a horror film about arguably the darkest and longest-running era of cruelty and oppression in American history. Renz and Bush handsomely fashion a nightmare scenario by telling two concurrent stories through a seemingly time-bending, century-hopping method, and as always, the period setting is far more compelling, though the present-day segments do have an eerie sense of foreboding. For most of the runtime, it's a compulsive watch, because it's impossible to look away from the horrific conditions on a plantation run by sadistic overseers and a callous, snide matriarch. The pacing is confident, and the plight of the oppressed makes you want to teleport into the TV and whoop the shit out of those Confederate assholes. If you've seen Lars von Trier's Manderley, and let's face it, who remembers that one, you might have an idea of what to expect. Then, the action-packed third act rolls around, and suddenly, every plot turn and thriller beat feels rushed and broad-stroke. Suddenly, cell phones don't work, and nobody's around to hear any ruckus, but at least the endgame for the villains is appropriate. As it turns out, there is a twist, and on paper, it's blithely dark and should be shocking, but it lacks emotional resonance despite a few strong performances. Janelle Monáe is a dynamic performer, and her defiance in the face of the ultimate horror gives Antebellum what little heart it has. Tiny details like her equestrian background pay off much later in the runtime, making for a satisfyingly rich characterization. She's always fascinating to watch, even when she's asked to do some pretty goofy things like an aerobic flip or wide-legged tippy-toe routines in her quest to escape the plantation. Jack Huston is appropriately sniveling, but the real breakout is Jenna Malone, who savors her bit as an evil Southern belle with relish. She's fabulous, and you love to hate her. But unfortunately, she has to Bond villain monologue at the end, and her big speech is indicative of Bush and Renz's inexplicable desire to wrap things up in a neat little bow. It's very possible the end could have been much darker, but like Get Out, sometimes we need a hero rather than a bracing reminder of real life's usually unhappy endings. In the end, the question isn't whether Antebellum is topically important, but whether it's an exciting, paranoid thriller. And on that note, it is. Thanks for watching, you jive turkeys. Plenty more scary stuff coming up, so like and subscribe and have a happy Halloween.